Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, our new book, Pump Up the Jam, 20 Years of Jonesy and Amanda, is on sale now in all good bookstores.
Full of all the kinds of stories we've covered, the behind-the-scenes stuff of some of the interviews, the incidents, the stuff that happens in the studio.
And when I say all good bookstores, I mean Booktopia, which is great.
Brilliant.
And 20 years, what a show. Do you know how many words were used on this show during those 20 years?
And how many we got right? They're two separate questions.
And boy, didn't we catch up with some big, big names. Dolly Parton, for example.
Dolly Parton, one of the biggest names in the world and one of the nicest people you could hope to meet. Our next guest is the most honoured and revered country music star of all time. She has both set and broken dozens of music records over her career. She's dripping in Grammys. She's won hearts all over the world because she's an incredibly good human. I can't believe this is actually happening. I'm a little overwhelmed. Dolly Parton, hello.
Well, hello to you, and thanks for having me. Thanks for all those nice things you said.
Well, your book is extraordinary. It is called Storyteller, My Life in Lyrics. I know that you're a prolific songwriter, but looking through these songs and the stories that go with them, you say you can write a song anywhere, anytime. What's the strangest place you've been when inspiration has hit?
Well, I've been in some pretty strange places. I never had that asked before. Probably in the bathroom of an airplane. But I often write on airplanes, but it's like, if it hits me, the idea hits me, and it's like, where can I, I got something to write down. I got to get back to my seat. But I write in the bathtub. I write anywhere. I cook a lot, and I write a lot in my kitchen. But there's no place that's out of reach for me to write a song.
You say you think you wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You on the same day. What a hell of a day.
That's a day.
I don't know if it's the same day or the same week, but it was on the same cassette and they were back to back. I actually recorded both those songs, though, in the same album. Jolene, and on the Jolene album, I Will Always Love You, was also on that album. And so it was a good week for me, or a good night, because we found it on the same cassette, those two songs, and I thought that was amazing myself. I had no idea that I had written them at the same time.
With many of the songs, the early kind of folk and country songs had a real darkness to them, and I know that you've tapped into a lot of. You are one of the first female songwriters to tap into the darkness of real emotion. It's amazing that you were able to do that and still sustain such a career that it wasn't seen as a downer, really.
Well, I think a lot of my stories actually come from the old world songs from Ireland, England, Scotland, and all those songs that used to tell stories and all the ballads. So there's a lot of that kind of darkness in my songs, but it's more, I think, it just goes back to the book. I'm really like a song teller. I'm really like telling stories and I'm singing them. But that's how they used to carry messages and how they used to carry stories years ago before they had television and radio. They would just sing, these balladeers would, write and sing these songs and travel around. But I think people just kind of hear that in my DNA, I think, and they kind of relate to that. But I write a lot of happy songs. Some of my saddest songs I've written when I was happiest, and vice versa. So as a songwriter, you just write what comes out of you.
We were just talking about you the other day. I didn't realise that Islands in the Stream, which was written by the Gibb brothers, but that was originally for Marvin Gaye.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. All I know about that song was years ago, I was living in a little apartment up above in L.A., and Kenny had a studio called Lion's Share, I think was the name of the studio, and it was just right down the foot of the hill. And so Barry, the song wasn't coming together, and so Barry said to Kenny, "Do you happen to know Dolly Parton?" And Kenny said, "Well, yeah, I know her. I've worked with her." He said, "Do you know how to get in touch with her?" And Kenny said, "Well, I can call my manager and see." So they called me. They thought I was in Nashville. And so they said, they called me and they said, "Hey, Kenny wants to talk to you." And so he said, "Well, Dolly, where are you?" He said, "We got a song that we'd like you to do. So could we send you a cassette?" I said, "Are you here in L.A.?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm at Lion's Share." I said, "Well, I'm just up the hill." I said, "Can I just come on down?" So seriously, it went that easy. And so I went down to the studio as soon as I got, cleaned up a little bit.
Sure.
And I walked in and I just heard the song a time or two. I went out and started singing it, and it clicked, and everybody said, "That's it." Bear said, "That's it. That's what I heard, and that's what I wanted it to be." And boy, it just turned out great.
Well, we must apologise to you because that is our duet. Whenever we do karaoke, Amanda and I do karaoke, we always do Islands in the Stream.
It's never a good version.
That's a great karaoke song.
Amanda plays Kenny's part and I play your part, though.
Can I hear a little bit of that?
No. I don't think we've had enough to drink.
Without the music. I know. I was trying to sing with somebody else on a Zoom call, and I was having to sing the harmony. And I said, "We need to stop this. We're going to ruin our careers. So let's don't go there."
Well, Dolly, it's a treat to talk to you. Make sure you get the book now. It's the song teller, My Life and Lyrics. Dolly Parton, thank you, ma'am.
What a privilege. Thank you,
Thank
Dolly.
you.